Hello and welcome back to the channel. You probably thought I was kidnapped. I don't normally feel the need to do updates for my videos, I just post the videos, but since I've gone quite a while without posting a video and it may be a little bit longer before I can post another one, I thought I'd upload a short video to sort of communicate with you guys and sort of explain the situation and what's going to be coming next. So first off, before I get into anything else, I want to say thank you very much to everyone who supported the channel. That includes anyone who's subscribed, all 175 of you now, which is a staggering number to me considering where I started at not that long ago. Anyone who's viewed the videos or who's viewing this video, as well as anyone who's commented on the video, I really appreciate the feedback that you guys have given and have tried to incorporate it into the videos where I can and where I found it to be appropriate. Second of all, if you don't want to listen to this whole monologue, I totally respect that, and I'm going to put the major salient points of this discussion down in the description of the video. So you can check down there and sort of see what I was saying or what the major points are here. And I'll also try to go back at the end and put some timestamps in case you want to see any discussion of a particular point. With that said, it's not going to be that long, so if you want to hang in there and listen, feel free. So next point's moving on. What's happened? Where are my videos? So I've had a number of issues which have kind of come together to have an additive effect on my ability to make videos. And number one is just a general lack of time to make videos. And this has been due to a couple of things, one of which was pre-existing and another which is new. In other words, I have my usual variations in time that I have to spend doing work or other tasks, and that hasn't changed. But I've also had some other changes, which are good changes for me actually, in my personal life, that don't have an impact on my free time as a whole per se, but less of my free time is spent in solitude, and making these videos is pretty much a solitary activity, and it takes a lot of that solitary time to do it. So that's one part of why I haven't been able to make videos as quickly. The other is the lack of the ability to make videos, and I recently had a catastrophic failure of my desktop PC, basically. Came home one day and it just wouldn't turn on at all. And so I've been able to more or less fix that by replacing the power supply, so now it turns on and it does pretty much everything that it used to do before it had this failure. But unfortunately, as a part of this failure, I lost both my DVD drive as well as two of my internal hard drives, my non-solid state drives where I was keeping my data and also, unfortunately, my data backup. And so as a result, I pretty much lost all of my files, and that includes all of my videos and all of the video assets that I was using. You might ask, or a reasonable person might ask, why don't you use an external hard drive to back up the data in duplicate or triplicate even? And the answer is I did used to use one, but unfortunately my computer had issues with that too as well almost a year ago. Just having a USB external drive hooked up caused the computer not to boot. And I can hook one up and use it, it's just that I have to remember to disconnect it. Well, the headache of doing that made me not do it often enough, and so as a result I don't have any of the stuff on an external drive either. So basically those two drives are dead. I've tried everything to get the files back. They won't do anything. So the sum of this, where are we at now, or where am I at now in my ability to make videos? So there's good news and bad news on that. The good news is there's no complete barrier to me making videos now. And I do have a little bit of free time coming up, including this weekend and over the course of the next week here and there. And I actually do have my old save games from Total War, because this is totally serendipitous, but CA has made this decision that they're going to keep your save game and replay files on the system disk under your user folder by default. And that's where all of mine were, which, initially I didn't really like that, because it takes up more space on my solid state drive that I didn't necessarily want those files taking up. But as a result of that, I still have those files, so I can still continue those campaigns that I was doing before, with the exception that I'll have to replay any stuff that I recorded before. So the bad news is that my usual pattern of having too much work to do every so many weeks where I can't do anything really except come home and sleep and I can't certainly make any videos. It's going to continue for the foreseeable future. So you probably recognize that I upload videos, or had been uploading videos semi-regularly, but not that regularly, and that's going to have to continue. And unfortunately, they're probably going to be less frequent because of my personal life changes as well. And then additionally, I've got to reacquire all of those assets that I used to make my videos, and some of them are probably permanently lost, and that's going to require some, invested time up front to recreate any of the assets that I have to have, or to use substitutes. So for example, like the intro of my videos, I can grab from the YouTube videos and use those and just cut them and put them into new videos. But the pieces that were used to create those assets, I can't modify them without actually recreating them. And since I don't have the stuff that I used to create them, I'd have to basically do it all from scratch again. So gonna have to be a little bit of manipulating stuff to get back to where I was, more or less. So that pretty much summarizes like all of my excuses or why I haven't been able to do stuff and what I'm going to be able to do. So what is my plan for how I'm going to proceed? So number one, highest priority item that I have for this channel is to continue and conclude the March to the Sea series. I'm under no illusion that probably almost all of you who watch this channel have come to it and returned to it because of the March to the Sea series. And I try to upload other things that I think are interesting too or fun, but I'm sure that's the main one that everybody would like to see, and that's the one that I'd like to see too, just for a sense of completeness to get it done. And I've really enjoyed that campaign as well. So that is my number one priority. I have every intention of finishing March to the Sea. It's going to take a little time to get back on track, since I need to replay the last part that I did and re-record it, and then I'll have to actually create the episode, which generally takes about a week or so. And then the Himyar series, I would like to continue as time allows. I may skip ahead a part on that one because I'd already recorded an episode of it and I didn't upload it before I lost the hard drive. I'd like to continue the Himyar series to a minor victory at least. And then after that, what would I do? Well, I think around the time that March to the Sea is getting finished, I hope it'll be done by then, but if not, it's okay. I think Warhammer Total War will be coming out. And I'd love to do a Warhammer Let's Play. I'm sure I'll do a Warhammer Let's Play because I was really into Warhammer many years ago. Although I've been out of tabletop gaming for about 15 years. Whether or not this one would be a narrative series or to what degree it would be narrated is to be determined. I could probably, at a minimum, make it sort of like the Himyar series and do a little bit of post-processing to make it easier to watch. And maybe do a little bit more than that, but I don't know to what degree CA is going to enable you to manipulate Warhammer to do those sorts of things that I've been able to do with Total War Attila. And then once everything's settled down a bit, and Warhammer's come out and all of that, I might consider doing another historical Total War Let's Play, but I'm not sure which one or whether to make it a narrative Let's Play. For right now, I'm going to continue the same technique that I've been using to produce the March to the Sea series, but in the future, I might try a little bit different technique if I do a narrative Let's Play in order to make the series a little bit quicker to create. So I'll try to make shorter series and then also try to incorporate a little bit more narrative storytelling sections with fewer cutscenes, because those cutscenes are what really take a lot of time. They really delay the episode coming out, quite frankly. But just something so that I can actually finish them and get them out. So that's a possibility as well. If you have any comments on any of this, by the way, if I should do another series or historical series, narrative, non-narrative, suggestions for ways to change the narrative series in positive ways, whether that's on the viewer side or just ways to make things easier on myself. If you know of some techniques, I'd love to hear them. So finally, the footage you're watching here is from the new Charlemagne campaign or DLC for the Total War Attila game, and I've actually been really enjoying that a lot. Fortunately, I've got a laptop that's pretty nice, and I've been able to play some while I've been waiting to replace the broken parts on my other computer. So I have had a chance to play through a fair bit of the Charlemagne campaign, playing as, the Kingdom of Charlemagne, and I'm really enjoying that. So if you have not decided to try or download the Charlemagne campaign, I can highly recommend it. I think it's really good. I don't think I'm going to do a Charlemagne campaign, at least not right now, because there are lots of other YouTubers that are doing essentially every single faction in the series. So if you have any particular faction you're interested in seeing for this new DLC, you can find someone who's doing it. And actually, you can find one of the high-profile Total War YouTubers. I think that about wraps it up. I do apologize for this little bit lengthy monologue explaining, what's happened. But again, I really do appreciate all the support and all the feedback that you guys have given along the way. And I just wanted to clarify that I do intend to continue producing content specifically to finish March to the Sea series, and hopefully do some more in the future after that. Finally, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holidays in the secular red Starbucks cup sense. And I hope you'll be able to join me again soon after the holidays for another episode of March to the Sea.